All right, let's see if I can get through this one without cracking up. So today I'm going to talk about the Dar and specifically the Brunoldar. And the Brunoldar are a race, a culture of the Dar race that live in Barak Adun, and that is to the southeast of the Empire Chancelmere, which is where the other cultures that we've been talking about, they live in, all of them live in Chancelmere primarily. Um, Barakadun is to the southeast of Chancelmere, and and a lot of it is underground as far as like cities and stuff, because the Dar are creatures that are made, well, they're made with the ruggedness of stone. Uh, in fact, the name Dar in their language, Hodar a Bafek, is the name, the word Dar means stone or earth or uh, hard, and so their name in their language, it defines them as being stone-like. Basically, that's how they refer to themselves, as the people of stone. Uh, and the Brunoldar are a clan that emerged from a great Dar hero who was known as Brune the Champion. And basically, it's his family. All of his descendants are the Brunoldar. And they live, the old Dar are the, like the Dar that live in the upper regions of like mountains and uh, kind of shallow beneath the earth, Dar. And then Rodar are Dar that live deeper, the deep dwelling Dar. Um, the the Brunoldar are kind of caught in a war on two fronts. They fight against there's some goblin tribes in the area that are in competition for the ore, and they're caught up in a war with these goblin tribes because the goblin tribes want the ore that they want, and they hate each other a lot. Uh, there's more to it than that, but for now, they really hate each other because they both see the other as thieves, and that's a similar situation with actually another race of dwarves called Dar. But yeah, I mean, think of them as dwarves. Dar, called the Duerodar, and the Duerodar are deep dwarves, and they feel like that the Brunoldar clan has trespassed in their domain. Like they feel like, oh wait, you have dug too deep, and we are here, and that's not right, and we're going to take back what's ours and a little more. So the Duerodar aggressively attack the Brunoldar's kingdoms and try to take them and kill everyone inside. Um, so there's definitely a good guy bad guy dynamic there. The Dwarodar attack unprovoked and attack frequently, whereas the Brunoldar are kind of fighting a defensive battle just to hold on to the territory that they have. Um, the the Brunoldar are close allies with another culture that I'll talk about probably tomorrow. I really wanted to make this one first because I wanted to get into who the Dar were before I got into these guys. But the there's a race called Asbixti, and the they have a culture called the Tinkernell, and the Dar are very close friends and allies, or Brunoldar are very close friends and allies with the Tinkernell, and I'll get into those guys tomorrow. I'm trying really hard to go through all these cultures because I want to give you guys some ideas into what kind of professions exist, and professions in mythos very closely tied in really cool ways to the different cultures, because that's one way I can define what each of these cultures are. Like if you know that the people in the Northern Empire are industrious and you know and very kind of focused on getting stuff done immediately and serious people, then one way I can accentuate that is by having them have professions like being secret agents and scouts and uh, soldiers, things that you think about kind of being very serious and maybe even a little militant. If the people in the South are more relaxed and laid back, I can tell that as in a story in a sense, by giving them like professions like the enchanter and a friar, and you know things of that nature. Just things that are a bit slower paced, I guess. So each culture is going to have, in some cases, unique, very unique uh, professions that only that culture has access to. In some cases, they'll be shared, but you'll still have that sense of this fits really well with this culture. Um, I mean, an obvious example is like a druid. You might have like Tomkin uh, halfling druids, and that makes perfect sense. But it also makes perfect sense that wood elves would be uh, able to be druids. That just it fits with the fantasy of that culture. Uh, and I'll get more into that once I get to the professions. But I'm trying right now to kind of go through, give you some visibility into what the different cultures are in dosha, and I'm only going with dosha. There's like other continents. Those continents have their own unique cultures. Some of them will blow your mind. Um, Here we go. Every stinking time, but I got to tell you because my it's pounding in my chest. I got to get it out. I got to tell somebody. There on one continent there is a race of playable like insects that don't like their language isn't even spoken. Like it's buzzes and clicks from like their wings and stuff. So that's not even going to be in the base game. That'll be in an expansion down the line. But this world is massive, and there's so much that I want to share with you guys. And like I get 10 minutes with you, every time I make a video. So it's hard getting all the information in there. Anyway, this the point of this video was to introduce you to the culture of Brunoldar, that are a subculture of a race called the Dar, which means stone. And if you want to think of them as a fantasy trope, think of them as dwarves, because that's really what they represent in the world of Eowyn. They have a different name, but you can really think of them safely as a dwarf. And they have a language. It's Hodar a Bathek, and that h sound. It is it's represented in their like in when they transliterate the Hodar a Bathek into English, or English English doesn't exist because it's not Earth. It's Eoden. When they transliterate it into Alvish or Volshak or Bergashpak, any of the human tongues, they represent that hard ha sound with the character for X, because that's just how it gets written down. Their language is typically carved into stone, so in the like literal writing of Hodar Bathek, you'll see a lot of just straight lines that are like boxes, often with lines coming off the bottom. Maybe like a stone chisel directly in the center. They're when they write, generally they're writing in, they're carving into stone or carving into metal, which makes, their name is stone, right? So what else are they going to write in? So they'll carve things into stone, and because of that, they have to have very straight lines in their language and points a lot of times. So you may see like a box with a circle in it, and then down here, and it comes out and it attaches kind of like a flow diagram. It attaches to another word. Well, that means that this is a possession of this word, and so it's a very interesting language. Had a lot of fun putting it together, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Sorry I ramble and get kind of all over the place. I think I talk about like 5 different culture in this video that I was supposed to be talking about the Brunoldar, so I apologize for that. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, then I guess it wasn't a waste of time. I hope you'll if you like the video, then I hope you'll like it, and if you really liked it, I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll come and visit us on our website at mythosstory.com or on our Patreon. I'll put the links in the description so that you don't have to remember all this. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for content, or just for me to shut up and stop rambling or whatever, I got thick skin, so just put whatever in the comments below. Sign up to the forums and say hi if you want to. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Thanks.